Donald Trump just announced one of the most America First policies that he's ever done in either of his two presidential terms. Let me get you all of the details. So, Trump was in Pennsylvania pitching to the Defense and Innovation Summit, and he went over a policy that affects every single one of us in our roads that are all around our homes, specifically with CDLs and the illegal immigrants that have them. Sean Duffy, the Secretary of Transportation's been hard at work busting all of the CDL mills that are giving commercial driver's licenses to the illegal aliens. But Donald Trump went one step further. Let's have a look.
The administration will soon take historic action to get illegal alien truck drivers who are just killing a lot of people. They can't read signs. Many of them are on drugs or alcohol, and they shouldn't be driving these things. And they came in totally illegally, and we don't want them, but they are driving all over American roadways, and we're going to replace them with proud American veterans who are going to take our veterans, who are going to make them. We're going to teach them a lot about driving trucks, and in many cases they know. We're going to say any American who's driven a heavy truck for our military will automatically be eligible for a commercial driver's license. So we're going to get them taken care of.
Folks, that is how you solve really two problems, which is giving our veterans, the people that we owe the most to, a pathway to be able to provide for themselves and their family when they come back after sacrificing everything. Secondly, it addresses head on the issue of the illegal aliens and the CDLs. And some of your liberal friends may say, oh, just this CDL issue, Donald Trump and MAGA, they've lost their mind. It's not that big of a problem. Let me show you how big of a problem this really is.
A federal audit found California had issued 62,000 CDLs, drivers who entered illegally, John, or do not have a permanent legal status as required by the feds. California sanctuary laws prohibit asking applicants their immigration status. Governor Newsom said there's not a problem. Back to you.
Did I hear you right? Did you say 62,000?
That's correct.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a federal.
So 62,000 just in California alone, and that's just of those that we know about through Sean Duffy's work. But it gets worse. This is breaking news from Bill Melugin, who's a fantastic account for those of you that are on X. You should definitely follow him, and let me walk you through what he's summarizing both Sean Duffy and Mark Wayne Mullen over at DHS have done, because this is critical. It's critical. And again, share this video with your liberal friends because they need to see the facts. The facts over feelings is really how you address something like this. It's this serious. DHS and DOT have announced that they've identified 75 entry-level truck driver CDL schools across the U.S. that are suspected of fraudulently helping non-citizen drivers qualify for CDLs. They've had proof, and this is on video, where people other than the driver are taking the exam because the driver doesn't know English, so therefore can't just pass a rudimentary driver's test. Statements by Mark Wayne Mullen and Sean Duffy go further. Too many Americans have been lost in completely avoidable situations and accidents because of illegal aliens have been granted commercial driver's licenses to drive 18-wheelers. Further, and this is again DHS. DHS law enforcement is partnering with DOT to eliminate CDL fraud, to strengthen the integrity of the CDL system, and to investigate these schools. The DOT has spent all of this last year in their efforts rooting out some of the bad actors. Sean Duffy said that over 24,000 drivers have been taken off the road just for failing to speak English, and they purged 9,500 unqualified training schools from the registry. So Sean Duffy and Mark Wayne Mullen are doing a great job. But again, your liberal friends may say that this just isn't an issue. Folks, it's every single day we have news stories coming across the wire where we have In this instance, in Massachusetts, a CDL was given to a Haitian illegal, and this gentleman ended up hitting a Pennsylvania state trooper. This is just 2 weeks ago. This person, incidentally, Michael Bond from Haiti, he was welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration in 2024. Shouldn't have been here. His visa was already expired. So Biden let him in, he stayed, and now we're one less trooper and a heartbroken family in Pennsylvania. Shouldn't be the case. Well, we have another case. Here's an issue where we have this 30-year-old gentleman who is driving down Route 67 in Indiana, and he smashed into a family, right? That we have again, example as over of example. And in this instance, again, the U.S. Vis-a-vis the Biden administration in the CBP1 app, which is something we've covered extensively on the show, show that this guy came in through Nogales in 2023 in December and was released by Joe Biden's Border Patrol officials at that point. Went and found himself a license, and now we have another issue. Again, heartbroken families are all over the country. Oh, well, we have another example. This is just from a couple weeks ago, where this gentleman was actually driving a bus, and 5 people are now perished, including a 13-year-old girl and a 7-year-old boy, when the driver of the motor coach slammed into stopped traffic on I-95. So this is a major thoroughfare where we again had a CDL given to somebody in New York State, in this instance, who just didn't speak English, and now we have children that are affected. This is, again, a major issue, and this is also a winning message for Donald Trump. We need to get the Trump administration less distracted with their overseas foreign policy distractions and focusing on issues like this, because this person came from China. He didn't speak English, and again, plowed into stopped cars on I-95. That not enough? Well, I have another example. Here's a gentleman that came in and again overstayed his visa, took his CDL 10 times in a 2-month window in the state of Washington. And this gentleman, Singh, he again couldn't speak English. He ended up plowing into a family. And you've seen this video, by the way. I'll connect this. This is where he swung in to the what would be the slow lane on the Florida Turnpike, crossed a lane with an 18-wheeler to take a U-turn on the Florida Turnpike to then go southbound. And this minivan ended up getting its roof taken off, and every person in that minivan perished. So again, this was an issue that the Florida AG said, you're out of here. But again, this person, Harjinder Singh, he was an Indian illegal alien that ended up getting into this crash, totally preventable, with 3 people that were perished. Lastly, I'll show you this because, again, you've seen this one. This is maybe the most petrifying. If you haven't been scared yet, well, this guy, a 31-year-old from Uzbekistan, well, he's a known terrorist. And he was let in by the Biden administration, was caught and released by the Biden administration. They arrested him again on November 9th, and then he goes and gets caught up into a whole CDL issue where Biden Mayorkas allowed him and countless other known terrorists into the country. The only reason we know that this gentleman was a terrorist was because Donald Trump's ICE caught him. So again, this guy got his CDL out of Pennsylvania, and he was caught in Kansas. So back to the original point. Let's get Donald Trump and his administration focused on these domestic policy issues. This is a winning message. This gets Donald Trump and his administration to have a resounding victory in the midterms, because we can put our veterans back to work and take the place of what we now know to be potentially, well, in this instance, 64,000 illegal CDLs were given to illegals in California alone, and hundreds of thousands of these across the country. And again, DOT and Mark Wayne Mullen have been hard at work, but there's a lot more work to go. Let's get these veterans back to work. Let's get these illegal aliens pulled from our CDL program and deported back to where they came from. If you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you very next video. Be sure to like and subscribe to The Chris Locke Show for the latest America First news, conservative commentary, and the stories that mainstream media refuses to cover. These two videos right up here, they're going to be next. Pick your favorite. I'll see you over there.